YouTube channel, throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. A full boat today. Brian Bitler with us. Rod Zawacky. Brad Francis. Kirk is with us. Stuart. David Racey. Jay Briggs. Jovan Burts with us. Joey Tron as well. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Bitler, Racey, Briggs, Francis. We've got Stuart, Tron, and then Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, single from the NHL, couple on the board from the NBA playoffs. 9 games scheduled here in the primetime hours for Major League Baseball. We do have one beginning here in just a few minutes. And we've got a game in progress, 5-1. The Phillies over the Giants in their game at end of 7th inning, so 2 innings left there. Let's get the show underway. Let's go and welcome in Brian Bitler. He always leads us off here to start the week here on the Drive-Thru. You'll find him over at Pick.com. Put up some solid numbers. Is Brian. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you what, glad to be here in the Drive-Thru on Monday. Start another week fresh. A bad weekend for me, but I'm ready to bounce back. We got lots of action coming up this week, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of good action coming up this week. Looking forward to it. And, of course, the second round of NHL NBA playoffs and a lot of the baseball here. And we look at one tonight as the Angels visit the Pirates. And, boy, a lot of respect for this Pirates here. $1.62, total of 8.
Yeah, I'm not buying all this respect here. For my drive-through play, I'm looking at the LA Angels at those Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, always tough to back the LA Angels. This team's 2-8, last 10 losers of they've lost a couple straight. Now they're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates team that I believe they've cooled off considerably from their red-hot start to the season. Granted, the Pirates have won 2 straight games, but they're still well under 500 for the year, and they got Mitch Keller on the mound, who's been hit or miss this season, mostly miss coming into this game. 5.18 ERA and a mid-range whip of 1.48. Tyler Anderson, I think he may be auditioning for other teams here. As you got to think the Angels look to shop him and get closer to the trade deadline. He's been consistently good so far. 2-3 with a 2.23 ERA, a 1.07 WHIP. This Pirates offense really has let them down a little bit this season. Ranked 26th in runs scored. I think they're going to struggle to score on Tyler Anderson today. I think he goes 6-7 strong. I'll take the LA Angels on the money line here.
All right, here we go here with Brian here on the Angels here, plus 149. Really hard to argue that one. It's the Pittsburgh's bats, which are just brutal. That last homestand for Pittsburgh was just really disappointing. And just this the whole attitude, the mood, when you'd watch that game, because they got off to the great start, then realization came in and said it's going to be another long season in Pittsburgh, and it had that doom and gloom feeling in Pittsburgh when they were in their last homestand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the team ERA is pretty good, and their bullpen's been okay for Pittsburgh. Maybe they bring up Skeens soon from the minor leagues, but their bats need to wake up if they're going to win some games. And I just think that they're going to be a team that I'm not going to fade in spots, but when they're laying this kind of juice against the LA Angels, I think you have to at least give LA a look here. Yeah,
no doubt about that. It's been brutal there. We got the Angels here, plus 147 here against the Pirates tonight. 6:40 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board, we have still 9 games on the board here from Major League Baseball. Also, action on the ice, as well as a couple from the NBA playoffs. What do you have going on over at Pick.com Premium?
My best play on the board tonight is my titanium play. It's in the NHL, where I'm 28-12 over my last 40, 70% winners. My titanium play, 95, 63-1. 60% last 159. You get that play for $25 at pickdogs.com, or put it together, I believe, in my Ultimate Revenge 3-pack. All 3 premium plays, 2 Major League Baseball, 1 NHL for $50, pickdogs.com. Maybe now's the time to jump on that 7-day pass for $150. Use code PICK at checkout, get 15% off.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. The great results you see here from Brian last 30 days, 1,415 units of profit, doing fantastic. And of course, you guys love that 7-day pass here on the Monday because we have a lot of NBA here and NHL second round series here, 4 from the NBA, 8 series from the 4 series from the NHL, and of course all the baseball, good volume of baseball up right now. And of course, you'll save that money when you use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having your show. Continue your success. We'll catch up with you again on Friday. Let everybody know what's happening with your video series as you look to find some really sharp contrarian plays.
Yeah, make sure you check out my sharp betting contrarian predictions every day at the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Also going to be here on Friday and then on Sunday all week. Looking forward to hanging out with all the guys, arguing about some plays, maybe making fun of the Miami Heat or the Miami Hurricanes. Well, one of those teams will do. We'll definitely have some fun this weekend.
That's right, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications to be notified when Brian drops his video series here every day on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. All right, Brian, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the minor league baseball tomorrow. If you guys don't know, that's a Double-A cap that Brian will be going to tomorrow. Well, got you with you.
Check it out, the Yard Goats, the Hartford Yard Goats tomorrow. Going to see them in action. See how they see some prospects tomorrow.
Looking for the prospects. All right, Brian, have a great night and great time. We'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Thanks for having me, Tone. Catch you on Friday.
Yeah, Brian Bitler here on the Drive Thru. We'll continue on. Guys, let's get to the chat pick of the day today. And we're going to ask you this one. Mariners at Twins. If you like the Mariners, minus 119, it's A. Twins, plus 109 is B. Over A to C, under A to C. It's our chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru as we're ready to continue forward here on the show. Of course, you guys make sure you give us that thumbs up. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it. As everyone says, it doesn't cost you anything to give us that thumbs up. It's appreciated. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. We're going to go ahead and welcome into the show. Next up, David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also, catch his written work on the site. Also, part on the weekends, you can catch him on the morning show as well. So let's bring in David here in just a second. Coverage here from David Ridrow. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just watched Riley Green with a leadoff homer for my Detroit Tigers, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah, Tigers up there 1-0 to start it off here against the Guardians, and we'll see how that one rolls. One of those early start time games, but we go tonight in between the Brewers and Royals interleague. We see the Royals here favored $1.33. The total coming in at 8.5.
Yeah, these two teams come into this one. They're pretty similar in recent games. Both have lost 5 out of their last 8. Both are coming off of a series loss. Milwaukee lost to the Cubs over the weekend. Kansas City lost to Texas. But I like Milwaukee on the road here in this spot. The Brewers have been really solid this year. They're tied for first in the NL Central with the Cubs. Batting average-wise, they're in the top 10. Royals are about 18th, I believe. Milwaukee's going with Bryce Wilson here, who has bounced between the bullpen and the starting rotation, but his numbers are solid. He's only allowed 3 earned runs in his last 15.1 innings of work, and the Brewers are 2-1 in his last 3 starts. For the Royals, it is Cole Ragans, who is a very solid pitcher, and he's got a bright future. He's allowed 1 earned run or fewer in 3 of his last 4 outings, but the Royals are only 2-2 in his last 4 starts. I mean, these two teams are pretty even in my opinion. I just think the Brewers, we're getting some solid value here with a team that's really good on the road. They've won 13 of their 19 road games. Like I said, batting average-wise, looking pretty solid, and I think they can get to Ragans here, scratch and claw a couple runs across the board against him, and hang on for the victory. So I like the Brewers with the plus money here.
All right, we got David here on the Brewers plus money play here, plus 118 here against the Royals, plus 123. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Yeah, and Ragans has had issues at home with the WHIP, almost 2 base runners per inning, I should say. The ERA well over 6, and as you mentioned here, Milwaukee's bullpen great on the road. They hit the ball on the road 272, 5.5 runs a game, and of course Wilson some pretty good numbers considering you're going to be turning it over to a pretty good bullpen.
Yeah, and, Ragans is a solid pitcher, but, he has allowed quite a few base runners. In his last 2 outings, he's had 3 walks in each of them, which may not seem like a huge number, but those walks certainly do add up. And, yeah, Bryce Wilson, like I said, has bounced between the rotation and the bullpen, but he was able to go 6 innings last time out against the Rays. And, yeah, I mean, if he can give him 5 good innings, he turns it over to a very good bullpen. So Like I said, these two teams are pretty evenly matched, in my opinion. I just think the Brewers getting the plus money is the play here.
Here we go, David, here on the Brewers. Plus money, plus 118, plus 123 against the Royals tonight, 7 Eastern time. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we have still 8 games on the board for Major League Baseball as the Detroit game just started. Also, action on the ice, nice at card as well here from Major League Baseball as well as NBA. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight I have 4 plays total. I have a play in the NHL. I got 2 in the NBA and 1 in the MLB. So I have them packaged up a couple different ways. All 3 of the playoff games I have in a 3-pack. So head on over to Pick Dogs, check it out. Or like Brian mentioned, if you're looking for more value, long-term is the way to go.
Absolutely, guys. Long-term passes are the way to go. So get on board with David Racey over at Pick Dogs. A premium long-term pass will serve you well. You see the great results here from David in the NBA. No better time to get on board with a long-term pass. Remember that 1-month pass will cover you right all the way up until June the 5th, which is quite a long time there. And it'll take you right into the start of the NBA. Actually, right before the NBA Finals, June 6th, I believe, is the day they start. So no better time than now to get on board here with David Racey. Of course, we have the promo code PICKIT checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Multi-capper promotions are also available up there, making the value even greater. So do that, and of course, get on board with David Racey. David, let everybody know what else you have gone over at Pick Dogs. Of course, you have those videos. We see you on the weekends on the shows as well as your written form.
Yeah, just like Brian, I get on the weekend show. I try to for once per weekend. I was on Sunday this past week. I'm not sure what this upcoming weekend will hold for me, but you can check my written content out over at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Just go to the top bar, click on the free pick tab, click on whatever sports you're looking for. You can get a free pick from either me or any of the other writers. Get great information, great stats, great trends, and a free pick. So head on over to the sites and check it out.
Check it out, guys. Check out David Racey. And, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe so when David's on these live shows on the weekend, you're there live to get these picks. All right, David, have a great week, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
As well. David Racey here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's keep an eye on this chat pick of the day. All right, chat pick of the day, we're going to ask you the question here. Mariners and Twins tonight. If you like the Mariners, minus 119 A. Twins, plus 109 is B. We got over 8 is C, under 8 is B, D. That is our chat pick of the day. So keep these picks coming in. Chat has been doing great work over the past couple of weeks. It's been solid coming in. We're seeing a lot here of votes coming in right now. Matter of fact, let me just tally them up right now. We did just get an under in, but we're seeing a lot. Let's see another one here. Another Mariners. Wow, we're seeing different across different social media platforms. We're seeing it differently here. Let's see here. We've got so far 5 on the Mariners, 2 on the Twins, and we got 2 on the under, the 8 total there. We got another under coming in here, so we're getting some unders here. Chat pick of the day. Keep these picks coming in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we got 7 on the Mariners, so the Mariners have started to pick up some ground here on our chat pick. So keep them coming in. Chat has been doing outstanding work right now here with their picks. So keep them coming in. Chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. We're going to take a look, talk some NBA series prices with Jay here as we're getting into the second round of the NBA postseason. A pretty good round now as we really get closer to the finals. It can really get tight. We'll bring him in right now. Let's see if we're ready to roll here. Just a second here with JJ. What's happening?
Happening, Tony T.
All right, things going great. All right, here we go. NBA playoffs, second round series. We do see a change in this, and we'll talk about it in just a second here. We're going to start with your pick, and then we'll look at the rest of them. You're going to be looking here, NBA second round playoff series pick between OKC and Dallas.
Yes, I am. Everybody knows that the Mavs is my favorite NBA team. But if you've watched the jam session for any duration of time over the last 2 seasons, you know I absolutely love the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. I call them my favorite money-making team. It's going to be a hell of a series we have here. The Thunder are the number 1 seed in the West, man. They're a really, 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 really good basketball team. The Mavs, well, think they got their work cut out for them in this series. But when it's all said and done, I do think the Mavs eclipse the Thunder and win the series. I'm taking my Mavericks to move on to the Western Conference Finals. They're second in the last 3 seasons. Look, it's really not that complicated for me here. The thing is, well, first let's start and look at the season. These two teams played 4 times this season. The thing is, I don't think you can really take much from any of those games that these two teams played this year. The first one was pre-trade, so no Gafford, no PJ Washington, and Kyrie didn't play that first game. Thunder did end up winning that game. The second one, the Mavs, I think, ended up winning that game. Oh, let me double check. One of the games, Luke, the last game doesn't really count because it was the last game of the season. Mavs sat literally everybody. The other one, Luka was out. Mavs lost a competitive game. Kyrie had a really nice game. The only one that was both teams were at full strength, the Mavs aired out the Thunder. But I'm not really taking too much from that game either because that was the first game post-trade for the Mavs. That was the first game getting Washington and Gafford. The Thunder didn't really know who the Mavs were at that moment. Hell, none of us did. We didn't know the storm that was coming down the pipeline. All I'm sitting here saying is I think when I look at these playoff series, usually the best player in the playoff series prevails. I think Luka Doncic is the second best player on the planet. I've said that. I think his playoff experience pushes his guys over. I think the Thunder, they're probably a year or 2 removed from really being a dominant force in the NBA. I think this is their first learning experience. The Thunder really remind me of my Mavs 2 seasons ago, when my Mavs made the Western Conference Finals and went on that run. That's who the Thunder remind me of. I think Luka, Kyrie, and company are going to be just too much for them. I think the Mavs probably win this thing in 6 or 7, in all honesty. I have my Mavs going to the finals. I wholeheartedly believe that. Some of you may believe that's a little homerish. I do not. I think the Mavs match up really well with Oklahoma City. I think it's probably the worst draw the Thunder could have got out of the 4 remaining teams. And then in the West, and then we'll see how it shakes out with whoever comes out of Denver, Minnesota. But I think Dallas matches up really well with both of them. So, Mavs here, Thunder.
Mavs. All right, Jay likes the Mavs. We have seen about this graphics were made over an hour ago. We have seen some money come in on the Oklahoma City Thunder over the last hour, moving them to -120. That's why you see the Mavs now at even money now. So OKC, maybe the home court. We'll see how it is. Really, when it gets down to it, the matchups, Doncic is going to be tough to defend. We know OKC has a good defense, but whoever Josh Giddey, I think, is the one that's they're going to keep an eye on him. Who is he guarding? And I'm not really fond of his defense too much. So interesting to see if they exploit that part of it.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think the physicality of the Mavs is part of it. I know Holmgren really wasn't tested in that first round series with Zion out. But the Mavs have been one of the best defensive teams since the trade deadline. We've been flat out one of the best teams since the trade deadline. We're going to see how it shakes out in this one, man. I think the physicality of the Mavs, though, is going to wear down Oklahoma City over the course of the series.
It's all about, and the biggest issues the Mavericks had previous to this season was the rebounding, which seemed to be improving this year. And obviously after they got PJ Washington come in, and that I think is going to help them considerably.
I most definitely think so too. Don't forget my young rook too, Derek Lively. I know everybody loves him some Chet Holmgren, but you look at them two, Holmgren, Lively head to head this season. I think it actually leans towards Lively. So our young rook is going to be huge in this series as well. Yeah, like you said, bigs has been our problem, but we fixed that here. And defensively has been our problem the last couple seasons, but we definitely fixed that issue as well. Thunder too young. I think they get beat here in this series.
Yeah, but it helps the defense when you prevent those second and third shot opportunities. Usually those are pretty good looks when you put up after a rebound. All right, let's take a look at some of these other series, 3 other ones. Pacers and Knicks. Knicks big favorites here, $2.45. Take back in the Pacers plus 200.
Take the Pacers plus 200. This is a 50-50 series. I don't know how everybody just sees the Knicks as this sizable of favorites in this thing. I don't see it that way. This is a clear, easy 50-50. Flip a coin, I think, is how this series shakes out. I don't know why everybody has this so much love for the Knicks. I mean, Jalen Brunson is hooping. I like OG Anunoby, but this team hasn't done anything. They don't have experience either. So, Jalen, the most experience they have is OG Anunoby and then Brunson in that Western Conference Finals run with the Mavs. Outside of that, they don't really have much of anything. On the other side, the Pacers have the exact same thing. Siakam has that same ring that Anunoby has. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think the Pacers shouldn't even be here. I think a lot of people think if Milwaukee was healthy, Milwaukee would have prevailed in that series. I am not one of those guys. I thought the Pacers would have won the series even if Milwaukee was healthy. I think the Pacers are being severely disrespected. Hey, I think they have a legitimate shot to win this game outright tonight and take a commanding 1-0 lead. So I'm all over the Pacers in this series. I think they're being disrespected.
So then we didn't get this game changed, but now we have a change of favorite now in this Denver Minnesota game. It is now Minnesota favorite $1.25. Nuggets take back plus 105.
What happened?
No, Denver. No. I'm saying that Minnesota now the favorite in this series against Denver. Now they've moved now since after their win in Game 1. Minnesota is now favored here minus 125 against Denver. Denver now plus 105.
I'm on the Nuggets. I'm on the defending champs. Complete overreaction, in my opinion. I love what Anthony Edwards is doing. I like this young Minnesota team. I think they're hungry. I think this is probably going to be a 6 or 7 game series, but the Nuggets just showed us last year they were the best team in the NBA, bro. They're 20-6 last 26 games in the postseason. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. All it's going to take is for them to win tonight and steal one in Minnesota, and that Game 7 is going to be in Denver. And if you're expecting the Nuggets to lose a Game 7 in Denver, I can't trust you. I can't see it that way. It's hard for me not to see the Nuggets in this light. I think the best player on the planet is Nikola Jokic, and that those guys usually respond in huge ways. I still like Denver in that series.
Denver. So Denver now the dog. Minnesota now minus 125. Denver plus 105. All right, Boston, Cleveland. It looks like a blowout series here. Boston 1,200 favorite. Cleveland plus 800.
What's the sweep price? That's really the $1 million question. I think Boston sweeps them. Can Donovan Mitchell go nuclear one game and get his team a win? Maybe. Is that likely to happen? I don't think so. My argument is not really with Donovan Mitchell. I think he's, one of the 3 best shooting guards in the league. The problem for me is everybody around him. Even yesterday, the last 2 games, I feel like everybody let him down. Donovan Mitchell went and got that game yesterday. Garland, he is terrible. Every time I watch him play, he just makes my stomach hurt. Mobley, he's all right. They need Jared Allen back, but I've said the Celtics are the best team in the NBA all season long. They probably – and Miami, has just been the thorn in the side of Boston the last couple of seasons, so I wasn't surprised at all to see Miami still won. I don't think Cleveland's really built to do so. I think Boston probably sweeps.
Looking for the Boston sweep here. I'm trying to find Boston here in a sweep minus 3.5 games. I see minus 2.5 games, minus 240, so I've got to keep searching here for a series sweep here as Jay is looking for this one to finish quickly here, and no doubt about that. Let's see exact outcome. Let me see if we can get outcome here. Well, no, that's gonna take a little longer here.
I see minus 2.5 games is 200, so minus 200.
Wow.
Let me see. Exact Boston for the sweep is plus 180. Plus
I've
190.
got here Boston Cavaliers series to go 4 games, exact number of games, 4 games, plus 185 for a sweep for Boston. So the game to go 4 games, exact number of games in this series, 4 plus 185.
There you go. So I think it was worth a shot. I think that's 9 times out of 10 the way it shakes out.
Yeah, that would be the sweep clause here. And of course, we got the coverage there with OKC and Dallas. We got Jay here on the Mavericks here, even money against OKC. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. NBA on the board tonight with a couple of games. Jay enjoying a great NBA year. Take a look at these numbers here from Jay. 2,760 units of profit for the year in the NBA. Also, check out Jay here. All for the all sports combined, showing great profit as well for the year. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. I have a money-making 3-pack for you guys out there. It includes my NBA play of the day and includes 2 plays in Major League Baseball, my MLB play of the day, my MLB best bet, and a plus money play for you out there in Major League Baseball tonight. So 2 plays in baseball and my NBA play of the day. You guys can scoop up all that over at Pick Dogs Premium. Still number 1 at Pick Dogs in the NBA. Been pretty much there all season long. So just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward here in the postseason. Still plenty of time left. The playoffs run until June, so we got over a month left. Hop on something long term. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Let's continue to try to grind out some of these units in baseball.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in the NBA. 2,760 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also, all sports combined has been on a tear. So get on board with Jay. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Jay. As always, great having your show. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. We got a lot going over at Pick Dogs. Catch your NBA Jam session and the morning show.
Yes, sir. You guys can catch me on the mornings tomorrow. It's probably just going to be me and Mitch tomorrow. No Ruffalo. He's traveling on us. So it should be a good show. Me and Money Man Mitch tune in. You can catch my gym session every day. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. My Mavs are in action. Can't wait for that. And you can catch me usually here with Tony T 3 to 4 times a week. So plenty of action for me here at Pick Dogs. And, of course, I host the weekend shows. I'm going to be in Denver this weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to host this weekend or not. So we'll see. My Rangers are in Colorado this weekend playing the Rockies. And then my Stars are playing the Avalanche.
There you go. Got to check them out.
2 for 1. 2 for 1 in Denver for me this weekend.
There you go. 2 for 1. Exactly. All right, Jay. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on the show tomorrow.
See you later.
All right, Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru, guys. Let's keep an eye on that chat pick of the day right now. Mariners and Twins. Right now, it's all Mariners. 8 for the Mariners, 2 for the Twins, 3 on the under. You like the Mariners minus 119. It's A. Of course, my pick will light up. People ask, what's the green? What's the side that I like? Twins plus 109 is B. Over 8 is C. Under 8 is D. That's our chat pick of the day. So keep those picks coming in here on chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Got another Mariners in from Bo Dunn coming in here with the Mariners. So the Mariners 9-2 over the Twins here. Another one here for the Mariners. Now it's up to 10-2 in favor of the Mariners. So Mariners already a big lead here on chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, Brad Francis. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Find out about his video series as well. We'll bring Brad in right now, getting ready here for action from the NBA. We got an NBA pick here from Brad tonight. We'll get him here in just a second. We went a little too far here on the screen, so let's see. We'll go back a little bit here, and we'll find Brad Francis on the screen. Big host of big guest list today. 8 cappers max on the show today. Let's see if we can get Brad in here. Should be coming up a second. No. There he is right here. Brad, what's happening?
There we go. How's it going, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go. Late night game tonight on TNT. Game 2 of the series. T-Wolves and Nuggets. Nuggets now up to 6.5, total 208.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the total here. I'm going to take the under. I know it kind of keeps climbing, but that kind of makes me like it more. I feel like it could get close to this 208 number, but overall I think the under is the play here. In Game 1, both of these teams shot over 40% from the 3. And, they still managed to only put up 205 points shooting that efficient from the 3. I don't see them being that efficient from the 3-point line in this one again. We also saw Anthony Edwards go off. He put up a 43-point game. Something tells me Malone and this Denver squad are going to game plan to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I think those factors will play into the under. And I've also been catching on Minnesota unders all season. This team has been successful because of their defense all season. They've allowed the fewest points per game this whole season to opposition. And, when it comes to pace of play, both these teams play at a somewhat of a slower pace. The Nuggets average the 3rd fewest possessions per game, and the T-Wolves average the 8th fewest possessions per game. So both these teams like to use the shot clock. They like to run their half-court offense. So I think we see a slow-paced game. I think we see points come at a premium. So I'll take my chances with the under here.
All right, we got Brad here going under total here, 207.5. with the T-Wolves and Nuggets in game number 2. Of course, question marks here with Gobert and Murray hitting the injury report as questionable. We know Murray's been having issues here with this ankle issue. It does show that it's questionable, as well as Gobert coming in questionable.
Yeah, I saw that. I would assume both of them play. It should be interesting, when we see that shoot around, see if those guys are out there. But I assume Gobert and Jamal will play in these type of circumstances. So I think they play.
Yeah, Gobert's having a birth of a child. He missed a shoot around, so they have full support of his team. It's possible for Gobert to return for the 10 Eastern. It's a late night tip-off, so it's still possible that Gobert returns for the start of this game. So that's how it sits right now. Brad on T-Wolves Nuggets under 207.5 tonight, 10 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, NBA as well as NHL. We have 8 on the board for Major League Baseball. Brad enjoying a great year in the NBA here, as you can see the big results here. 1,891 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dog. So you can verify those numbers. Just go to Brad's handicapper page. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, so on the side, what I got left, I just got my best NBA play for tonight. We got 2 really solid games. I'm excited to see how that Knicks-Pacers series goes, and then, of course, the Nuggets and T-Wolves series. So if you want my pick for tonight's NBA games, go on the site, check it out. But this is a great time to hop on a week pass, in my opinion. This whole week's going to be massive with these playoff series as well as full slates of MLB. So that's what I would suggest. But if you're just looking for my best play in the NBA tonight, you can go on the site and check it out there.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brad fans over at Pick Dog Stream. Great results you can see from Brad in the NBA. 1,891 units of profit. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. And you guys like that 7-day pass here early in the week. They'll get all of Brad's premium plays, the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, MLB. Remember, there's still 4 series games in these 4 series in the second round from each of the major sports. And get on board. All right, Brad, as always, great having a show. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you next week, but we can always catch your video series, your short series here on the site.
Yes, sir. Yep. Every day, dropping the Nerfy videos, your few Nerfy videos, as well as the parlay videos. So go on Pick Dog's YouTube. I break down 3 games for each of those videos, and we've been hitting lately. So go check those out.
Check them out over on the side. All right, Brad. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, Brad Francis here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's keep an eye on that chat pick of the day. It's been all one-way action here. Mariners minus 119 A, Twins plus 109 is B, over 8 C, under 8 is D. Chat pick of the day right now. It is 11-2 in favor of the Mariners. So keep these picks coming in with chat pick. J-Man coming in here with the Twins. So we're finally got a twin pick here. It's been a while here on the chat pick. All right, let's continue on here. Jovan Burts up next. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Jovan in right now with coverage here from baseball. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Everything's great. All right, here we go. Mets Cardinals tonight at 7:45. We've got the Cardinals favored $1.34, total 8.5.
Yeah, and I'm on the Metropolitans of New York. It's just a situation where, you have a Cardinals team who can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag against lefties, and in general, light hitting ball club. You got players up and down this lineup that's not hitting. Starting with Paul Goldschmidt. He's really having a down season. Just might be a downturn in his career, but regardless of that, they're batting as a collective 175 against lefties. 168 in their last 10 and one, I believe, like 25 in their last 5. Not a good recipe for success against Sean Manaea, who has had his ups and downs throughout his career, but he's had some quality starts this year. On the other side, Cal Gibson has had quality starts. He's
in spurts, but it's been long. It's been dating back to last season. Well, since they replaced the manager, it hasn't been the same. I think they replaced him over his lack of knowledge or maybe lack of use of analytics, and then they changed managers and just kind of went the other way. The Mets, they have better offense on the road, and one thing that really got my attention here is how bad St. Louis has been at home. When they've been favored minus 110 or higher this year and last season, they've 10 games under 500. They've lost minus 28 units the last 2 seasons when they're favored by $1.10 or higher at home.
Yeah, it all makes sense, I don't know the situation about the managers, switching managers, and, the fact that, the last guy didn't put in, enough analytics into how he managed. Baseball's, listen, this goes across all sports. It's just too analytic driven, and you said it yourself. It just went even further downhill, or took a turn for the worse, with the new guy who's probably using analytics. Listen, the players play the game. This is really the bottom line, and they're just not getting it done. Their pitching's good enough to win. But if your hitting's not holding it weight, at least something gonna get bad results.
Yeah, I mean, hey, having a year, having a turnaround year. He's one of those fringe Major League Baseball. He's had his issues, but he seems to be getting it right now. We know St. Louis having trouble hitting lefties as well. Jovan here, the Mets here at plus money, plus 124 tonight, 7:45 Eastern time. Right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we do have action on the board here from the NBA with a couple of games, as well as this 8 games remaining here from Major League Baseball. Of course, we also have, wow, what a quick turnaround for Jovan's Bees on the ice as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, good old Bees won it, in overtime, so, in dramatic fashion at that. My play for that game was a no doubter anyway. I had the under, so it really didn't matter, because they was gonna get the cash for me anyway. But yeah, I got a NBA 3-pack. I've been doing my thing as far as the NBA pretty much all season, but especially in the playoffs. So jump on that 3-pack, man. Also, match me with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 and Capital Emotional. There's a lot of us hard hit on Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. And if you want something long term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. When you deal with me long term, you're gonna get that money. That long term is where it's at. That's really just the bottom line. A one-off, a 1 day, it's hit or miss, but as time goes on, you put in that investment, that investment's going to pay off. So check us out.
That's right, guys. Yeah, we're with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs. We see the great results from Jovan in the NBA. 1,384 units of profit. No better time now to get the long-term pass. Remember that 1 month pass will take you right to the eve of the NBA Finals, and all his MLB premium plays in there as well. He's got action on the ice as well. They're all sports packs. Package 1 month is a great value there. And Pick is a promo code to save that 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you again here on the show on Friday, but we always can catch some of your work over at Pick Dogs with your video shorts and your weekend contributions.
Yeah, absolutely. The video shorts, put those out mostly every day. Some, like on a Sunday when there's not enough nighttime action, for not enough eyes to get to it in a few hour span. I usually don't put it out. I might put out the Sunday night same game parlay or something. But other than that, that's going on pretty much every day. Whether it's MLB or basketball, NBA, really short pickings, slim pickings for the NBA. Because I'm putting out premium picks for a lot of these games and can't give out the premium picks on a parlay. So it's that, and the weekend shows, I'm putting out a lot of picks on that, and it's of course here to drive through.
That's right, guys. So check out Jovan over at Pick Dogs Premium with the long-term passes, and of course check him out here with the video shorts on the YouTube channel for Pick Dogs, and of course on the weekend shows. All right, Jovan, have a great week, and we'll catch up with you again here on next week.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. See you on Friday.
See you on Friday. All right. Let's continue here on the drive-through here. Let's see here what we got going on here. Let's just check and see if I've got a message here from one of the cappers. Just want to make sure we're on par with everything here. Okay, here we go. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Up next, let's go ahead and welcome in. Well, I'm not going to go up next. We got to check out the chat pick of the day, right? You guys are putting in the picks for the chat pick. We've got right now Mariners and Twins. A for Mariners minus 119. B for the Twins plus 109. Over A to C. Under A to D. That's our chat pick of the day. Right now it's been one way here. We've got 12 on the Mariners, 4 on the Twins, 4 on the under. And of course, keep those coming in. We just got an under in right now, so keep these coming in. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Up next, we're going to welcome in Kirk Stuart. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see if we can bring him in here in just a second. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Kirk in as we'll have action here from, I think we're getting from Kirk tonight. We're going to get an NBA. Yep, we're going to get NBA from Kirk tonight. So let's get him in here, ready to roll here. Just 1 second. Kirk, what's happening?
Not much. How we doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Tonight we're going to be looking at this Pacers and Knicks game as we see the Knicks here about 5.5 point favorites with a total 217.5.
Yeah, I'm actually on the Pacers here. I just think the Knicks just came off a grueling series, and they did not win those games by many points, to be honest. All of them were close, tight-knit games, and they lost Bogdanovich for the year to injury. Robinson's still hurt, and they really don't have a deep rotation here. There might be 6, 7 men, and I just don't see them covering this big spread in the first game. The Pacers had top and McConnell dropped 20, and the Knicks just have not had much bench production besides Miles McBride. So here I'm going to lay the points with the Pacers and take the Pacers +6.
All right, +6 is the pick. You can find 6. 5.5 is just the sharpest book in the world, which kind of is telling you that's kind of where the sharp money's coming, right? 6 is out there, sharpest book here with 5.5. So that's pretty telling there. Yeah, I mean this Pacers team, again, got it done against Milwaukee. Took them 6, but any concern here as how some of those games they had on the road against the Bucks?
Definitely, they're still a young team, and they probably struggle with inconsistency, as we saw against Milwaukee. But just with the way the Knicks are playing, they're going all through Brunson, and they don't really have – DiVincenzo was not on fire in that season as he ended the year. He was 3rd in three-pointers made for the year. He had 2 good games out of 6. So if they keep just going through Brunson, and he has – they're too one-dimensional, and the Pacers have – especially with the acquisition of Siakam, they have so many different ways they can score. They also have a lot of guys that can guard Brunson, I think, better than the Sixers, as Nembhard, McConnell, Siakam. They can throw a lot of different defensive schemes at him. So I think this is just too big of a line. I could see the Pacers even winning this one outright.
All right, Kirk here on the Pacers here, +6 here against the Knicks tonight here at 7:30 Eastern Time. All right, Kirk, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we got games on the board here from MLB, about 8 games remaining. Also action on the ice, couple on the board from the NBA. We're seeing a good start here with Major League Baseball here as you just joined us here at Pick Dogs. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so tonight I actually have 5 plays for the slate. It's starting at 7, so lock in with me quickly. But if you want a longer 3-day, 7-day, monthly pass, those are probably the best investments as tough Sunday. So those would probably be the best investments in the long term. And I will also be starting a Cashing Props with Kirk show on Pick Dogs on the YouTube soon. So watch out for that. And yeah, I'll be back on Friday.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Kirk Stuart over at Pick Dogs. Remember, good start in Major League Baseball. Get on board with Kirk tonight with his individual plays or the long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. You'll get his premium plays for that time for you to select. When you go to his handicap page to make that purchase, remember the promo code Pick It Checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Kirk, is always great having you show. Continue your success, and we'll catch up with you again later in the week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. Kirk Stewart here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Chat pick of the day. Right now, it's Mariners and Twins. It's A for the Mariners, B for the Twins, C for the over, D for the under, and it's been all Mariners here. It's now 14-4 in favor of the Mariners. We do have 4 on the under, in case you're wondering. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Time for Joey Tron next up. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Joey in right now. We're going to get some coverage from Joey tonight here on the ice. So we got a pick here on that NHL second round series here. So we'll bring in Joey here in just a second. One of the newer additions to Pick Dogs. Of course, been here on the Drive Thru as well. Joey, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how we doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. ESPN has this one. Quick turnaround for these Bruins. It'll be the Panthers hosting the Bruins. Panthers $1.59, total 5.5.
Yeah, so I really like the Bruins at this price here. Bruins own the Panthers in the regular season. They won all 4 games, and they held them to 2 goals or less in 3 of those 4. I really see this as a tough spot for the Panthers, not only because they have been on a little bit of a break because they had a short series, but Jeremy Swayman, the goalie for the Bruins, has just been lights out. He allowed 9 goals on 181 shots in the series against the Leafs, and I really see this as a difficult spot for the Panthers to score tonight. Boston thrives in low-scoring defensive games. Just take a look at their last series against the Leafs. 4 of the 7 games played were 3-goal games. Like I said, the Panthers are going to struggle to generate scoring chances here, and the Bruins will comfortably win this one in a 2 to 3 goal game. The Bruins are 17-4 in road games after 1 or more consecutive unders this season. Low scoring game. Take the Bruins with this great price here on the road.
All right, great price there on the Bruins on the road. Yeah, I know a lot of talk saying how quick the turnaround is for the Bruins after that emotional series. But remember, Florida eliminated Tampa Bay back in April 29th. So it's been 7 days before ice time. So at this point, it may have the rest as it turned to rust.
Yeah, I really like the Bruins here. I think the emotions won't be riding too high. I see this as a huge advantage for them. Yeah, 7-game series, but in my opinion, if I just won that game, I'd be burning through a brick wall tonight in Florida.
All right, there it goes. Says here with the Bruins here at plus 145 against the Panthers tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog here for tonight's action. Joey doing a great 2024 short period of time over at the site already, nearly 1,000 units of profit. All sports combined. Joey Tron has been on a tear. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, Tony, we just had a great weekend. I went 3-0 yesterday, 3-1 on Saturday, so 6-1 over the weekend. One of my plays just kicked off. I still have an Eastern Conference NBA play up, and I still have a NHL total up for tonight. So check those out at Joey Tron over on Pick Dogs.
Check out Joey Tron over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results here in 2024. Short time on the site, nearly 1,000 units of profit. Get on board. You guys love those long-term passes, especially that 7-day pass on a Monday. You get covered all the way to Sunday. A lot of NBA, NHL playoff action as well as the baseball. And use that promo code PICK at checkout to save that 15% off. All right, Joe, it's always great having a show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you later in the week.
Thanks, Tony. Have a great night.
As well. Joey Tron here on the Drive to. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Remember, if you miss a pick, we always recap at the end. Chat pick of the day, it's all one-sided here. Mariners and Twins. We've got Mariners with 14, Twins with 4. If you like the Mariners, minus 119, it's A. Twins, letter B, over C, under D. That is chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Time for Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Rod in right now as we get coverage here from Major League Baseball. Some of the late action tonight out west here, so we'll bring him in here on here in just a second. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. I just joined the Monday and getting ready for round 2 playoff action. I know we started one series already yesterday, but getting ready for the rest. Now all the dates are set and we're ready to go. See who's going against who and who's going to play. It's getting exciting.
Getting exciting indeed. We're going to get coverage from Rod in this Marlins-Dodgers game. But before we do, we're hitting the witching hour, Rod. So let everybody know what's going on over at Pick Dog Stream. Been on fire the last 7 days. 780 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, yeah, we had a nice day on Sunday. Went 5-0 on Sunday, looking to carry it into this week. New goals. Let's continue the winning. It's Monday, so I got a monumental Monday triple going. That includes my 10-star pick of the day, my drop a dime play, as well as my top play in the MLB. All 3 of those plays available over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can get them singly or separately in that package. So that's the best way to go. And as everybody before me has said, since it's a Monday, best way to go is grab that week pass, use that promo code PICK at checkout, and join me for the week as we continue to crush the books.
Crush the books with Rod Zawacky, guys. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Long-term pass, the way to go. All right, Rod, we kind of figured the Dodgers and Marlins. When I saw it in the high 200s last night, I kind of figured this would be a mover here. The Dodgers now up to 320 against the Marlins, total 8.5.
Yeah, big mover here. It's kind of like you seen the Marlins. They got themselves a win to end the last series. Scored 12 runs doing it. So don't overreact now. It's just the Marlins. That's one of those blips that if you look, their last blip, I think they scored 9 and they scooped up a win. But before that, it hasn't been pretty for this Marlins team. And when we dig into this one and who's getting the start. I mean, Bitler making a start for the Dodgers. We haven't seen him in a little bit, have we? So I think he's going to be on a pitch count. But for this Dodgers team, you surprisingly remember that bullpen that we said was awful to start the year. Definitely, we've seen some improvement over the last 10 games for the bullpen and the starting pitching wise for the Dodgers. 8-2 in their last 10 games, and as I said, like the pitching wise, you look over the last 10. All pitchers combined pitch at a 1.88 ERA and only giving up a 197 batting average. And the Marlins coming in, well, hitting, struggling to hit 229 versus right-handed pitching here versus Bueller. And even the Bueller gives up a couple. How many of the Dodgers going to score? Because they've been hitting the ball and picking it up, especially up over the last 10 games. It hasn't even been close head-to-head. Dodgers outscoring the Marlins by 2+ runs. And you look, Marlins average 3.67 runs on the road. Well, as I said, the Dodgers are well over 5-6 runs at home. So for me, I see the -1.5, but I think I'm going to go even bigger because you look, what do the Marlins do following a win? Especially in game 1 of a series? Well, they're 0-5 in that first game of a series this year. Marlins are 1-10 in game 1s of series this year. Yikes. Dodgers 4-1 in their last 5 game 1s of a series following a win. I like the Dodgers to beat up on the Marlins. I don't want to lay any -1.5. I'm going to extend that. Lay the -2.5. Dodgers big in this one on Monday.
All right, Rod now says go 2.5. Lay the Dodger run line 2.5 -152 here. Yeah, I know Rodri Munoz is a pitcher here that's born. He's 24 years old, and you know that's kind of late for a Marlins pitcher to make their debut because he just debuted here in 2024. But when you look at his minor league numbers, you can see why it took him so long to bring him up. Man, he was pounded in the minors.
Oh, he got beat up in the minors, and it took him a while. He definitely slow progressed in the minors. He's not as bad as Manoah in the minors, but his numbers are definitely up there. So and we've seen in his first 2 starts, he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't faced the likes of the Dodgers. He looked pretty good against the Rockies, but everybody looks good against the Rockies. So I'm not going to take too honest. That's one of those blips. There was like, hey, you had a good start. It was against the Rockies. Now you're going to go against this Dodgers team. Let's see how you stack up in this one, Roddy. I don't think it's going to be good.
Just remember one thing here about this Marlins team. You got Luzardo, Garrett, Alcantara, and Yuri Perez on the injured list. So they're going deep into their farm system.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely going deep into the farm system. Here are these Marlins and trading away a bat that was maybe going to add to some runs to maybe help with some little bit of run support. Trading him away. Ooh, Marlins look like they're tanking already. They're going to get the odd blip win here against. But that was against Oakland too, where they scored 12 in that one last time out. But I don't expect back-to-back 12-run games here for the Marlins.
Yeah, and
I expect the Dodgers to get to 8.
Yep, I forgot to mention their innings eater Puck is also on the injured list. So is Hoeing. So those are 2 innings eaters out. So they're really that's like the 7 guys they counted on giving them innings out.
Yeah. And you expect you want the Marlins are really hoping that Roddy goes deep, and I don't know. I think he's going to get roughed up. Maybe he can get through the lineup once, but I'm telling you, the second time through this Dodgers lineup, woo, they're going to tee off.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's pretty brutal there when you look at when you look here at this Rodri and what's going on with the Marlins team. That's the thing that really gets to our attention here. All right, Roddy, I know it's time. We're into the second round here of the NHL playoffs here. As we got some pretty good matchups here in the second round of play here as we begin it this week here. Second round action here. We just gave you guys a peek of what it looks like. All right, Edmonton, your Oilers are going to be big favorites.
The Oilers are big favorites. There's a couple of these series here that we've seen teams in the regular season beat up on the other team. So, like, if you look at this one, like it says here, we've got the Oilers big favorites. Canucks beat up on them in the regular season. It wasn't even close. Worked them in all 4 meetings this season. But you got to remember, I'm going to say 3 of those 4 meetings were way earlier in the season. And one of those games, I'm quite sure that Campbell made his start for the Oilers in that one. And Campbell's up in the press box, riding along, watching along. Because I know he got the call up. I think in the playoffs you're allowed to carry 3 goalies, 1 in the press box. So I think Campbell's our number 3. I don't even think if we won the cup he would get his name on the cup, because I don't think he's played enough games to account to get his name on the cup. But in that one, you know, I'm a homer. I got to take the Oilers. I would take the Oilers to win. I like the Oilers in 6. I think 6? The Canucks do put up a fight and win a couple. because we see what they did defensively against Nashville. And when you look at the numbers since the All-Star break, guess who was just ahead of the Oilers all from the All-Star break on? It was Nashville. Nashville was number 2 in scoring. Oilers were number 3 in a whole lot of categories, and Nashville was just ahead. So Vancouver's going to put up a fight. If we see in there, even with their third-string goalie, I don't think Demko's going to make a start, but I know they're going to win a couple. I think Oilers finally give way and win it in 6.
Florida favorite here, $1.90. Boston take back plus 160 in their series.
And you look at this one, everybody's all Florida. But you got to remember, Boston kind of had this one circled. They wanted. Now they're looking for revenge. We see what happened last season. Boston was up 3-1, rolling right along. They had the great regular season. There was all talk. And then Florida all of a sudden was like, no. And they flipped the switch. And we watched. They cruised right to the Stanley Cup final, lost to Vegas. Boston wants a little bit of revenge in this one. I think this series goes a lot longer than what people think. I'm going to take the Boston Bruins plus 1.5. I think this series goes 7. And people will be surprised because everybody's telling going, Boston played the Leafs. Well, the Leafs actually are a little more scrappier than what people give them credit for. How many of those games were 2-1, low scoring? That plays right into the hands of this Panthers team that loves low scoring games. And Boston has 2 goalies. If Swayman played solid, and if he slips, well, we got Allmark. I'm quite sure Allmark would love to get a shot at getting redemption from this series that he blew last year. So, kind of thinking Boston might be giving Florida a little bit of a run.
All right.
Boston plus the game and a half. This one goes 7.
There you go. We have a change of favorites after game 1 of this series. Rangers now up 1-0, minus 140. Carolina take back plus 120.
And you look at this one, man, it was a good game. Definitely good game. But as you can see, I think this is another one that could go a long way. If you think Carolina's going to win the series, now's probably your time to bet at getting that plus price, because if they win the next one, that plus price will disappear. But even if you like the Rangers, you're not even having to lay a whole lot of juice still for this Rangers team. Who do I lay on this one? I like Carolina to come back, so I would lay the plus 120. I think Carolina's got a great shot to make a comeback.
Rod says Carolina on the comeback, and one of the more competitive series you're going to see here, Dallas and Colorado. The Stars here favored here at $1.20. Take back on the Avalanche plus 100.
Yeah, and you look at this one. This is another one of those series is that Colorado pretty much dominated this season series, minus that last game of the year, which was on April 7th. Colorado was already locked into a playoff spot in that one. They did not really care about that game at all. They already knew they were playing the Jets and really didn't put a lot of motivation into that game, and Dallas won that one 7-4. But all the 3 previous were all won by Colorado. As much as I'd love to say Dallas, I would love to see Dallas versus Edmonton Western Conference Final. But Colorado plus price. This is another one of those long series in this one. I would lean to the Avs. But there's that playoff experience and the way they looked playing the Jets. They play like that. Dallas is going to be in trouble. Because just look at the numbers all season long. If the Avs can score like they did all regular season, they scored. Dallas was never able to hold Colorado to less than 4 goals. They scored 4 goals, 5 goals, 5 goals, and 6 goals in those 4 games. And if that happens again, well, it's going to be really tough for Dallas to keep up scoring. That means if they're scoring 4, 5, 6 goals, you got to score that many. Dallas isn't winning hockey games by outscoring teams. So, kind of lean to Colorado. I would love to see Dallas. I'm going to root hard for Dallas, but I think Colorado wins it. Long series coming, though.
There you go. From Rod Zawacky. Let's look here at the second round of the NHL playoffs, and on record here tonight with Dodgers run line. Lay the 2.5, says Rod, in this one. All right, Rod.
2.5.
2.5.
They win by 3.
Olsen run live. Thinks a big win by 3 there. All right, Rod, we found out we have over at Pick Dogs. Let everybody know about your video series over at Pick Dogs as you go NHL A to Z.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. Got tonight's game covered over at Pick Dogs YouTube there. Plus, we got 2 more coming for tomorrow's action. So make sure you like, subscribe, and you turn on that notification bell. That way you get notified when all the newest content drops here at Big Dogs. You don't miss out on any of it. Covered from every game going the rest of the season, rest of the playoffs over at Big Dubs.
Don't miss anything from Rod. Make sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Continue your success. Any bonus? We covered the bonus?
Bonus play. Crushed it yesterday. I had Wyatt Johnson. If you follow my social media, Hot Rod is 76 at Twitter. You definitely find these plays. 7-3 in my NHL Sniper the last 10. So today's NHL Sniper play, we're going to Boston. We're going to take Jake DeBrusk. He is your NHL Sniper play of the day. I got plus 310 on him. 3 times your money. Jake DeBrusk gets a goal for the Bruins in this one tonight.
There you go. Rod's bonus free here on the drive. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, Pick Dogs fam. Crush it.
Crush it
See
indeed.
you guys tomorrow.
Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on. Guys, let's wrap up this chat pick. It's a one-way street here. It's going to be the Mariners. Mariners, we did just get one right now here for the Twins, but it's all Mariners here. 15-6. 15-6. It's the Mariners here with the chat pick of the day. I leaned on the Twins in this game, but my vote doesn't count. This is the chat pick of the day. So the chat pick is officially closed now. Mariners for tonight's action. All right, guys, now it's time to put your show pick into the chat, and we'll read it off at the end of the show. Let's get to the recap, then we'll get to my pick. My pick starts a little later here. Actually, I'm just seeing the pregame show right now on it. But we'll get to the recap first. All right, we have Brian on Angels plus 147. David on the Brewers plus the 118. Jay on the Mavs, even money to win the series against the Thunder. That's the series pick for Jay. Brad here on Tiwa's Nuggets under 207.5. Jovan on the Mets plus 121. We had Kirk on the Pacers plus 6. Joey was on the Bruins plus 145 NHL. Rod on Dodgers run line. Just go all to 2.5 now. 2.5. Lay the 2.5 against the Marlins. I'll be in the Padres minus the 101. One I like the most. Yeah, I think I'm there with David on the Brewers here plus 118. All right, guys. Now time to get your pick. Get your pick into the your show pick into the chat, and we'll read off in just a little bit. As you guys know here, I'm not on this game. Actually, the one I'm talking about is the Cubs, which starts in about half an hour or so. Just the pregame show is going on right now on my screen, but we'll go over here to Padres Cubs. I'm going to stick with these Padres here in this game. Padres here at minus the 101 in this one, almost plus 100 if you can shop, get the best numbers. I know Darvish is coming back here for this Padres team. Maybe he'll be better coming back, right? 6 starts, has had a pretty good whip. He really limits his base runners, which I like. Doesn't give up the home run. We know Justin Steele is going to start for Chicago, but again, it might be just a limited number of pitches. Could be a pitch count coming back from that hamstring injury. But Chicago has really struggled with the bats recently over their past 7 games, just 194. And I'm going to tell you one thing. This Padre team has really hit the ball very well on the road. 283 on the road, put up nearly 6 runs a game. They're 9-2 in these night road games this year, plus 8 unit return. We'll take the Padres here at minus the 101. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs. I got a 3-pack up there on the board. Also a best bet from the NBA, so get on board with me right now. I have my long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 All Sports Pass, and all my pre and plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru, guys. We got through the recap. Now it's time to put your show pick, and we'll get to it in just a second. Get your show pick into the chat. That's going to do it for this edition of the drive-thru, guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow live here at 6 Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll give it our plays for you in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. We are live here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch, Jay, and Rod. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Bane Tool Show, Jay's Jam Session, every pick on board from the NBA. Rod, every pick from the NHL with his NHL rundown, A to Z. Of course, Chris has got his around the league from the NHL as well. Ron Romanelli, his Major League Baseball breakdown for you here. Picks from baseball. Of course, we talked about Brad Francis with his parlays, nerfies, yerfies. We also have Jovan with his parlay shorts, as well as Kirk's coming up with some props for you as well from baseball. Lots of content here, guys. Remember, we've got Costi Sharp Trading Plays, Big Al McMorty with his All Access. Sharp Contrarian Plays here from Brian Bitler. All right, let's get the chat pick for tonight. Michael Morgan likes the Mariners game under. Ashley Field likes Mets money line, and also she likes KC Milwaukee over 8.5. in there as well. Michael Morgan, a 2-team parlay, Knicks and Denver here. Knicks and Denver tonight with his 2-team parlay there. Bruins plus 1.5 from Lewis Eisenhower, which will be a big juicy price there. Rangers minus 135 for Bo Dunn, Texas Rangers tonight from Bo. Let's see what else we have here. Lewis Eisenhower likes the Pacers plus the points. Mo Harris likes Knicks first quarter. And first half is the spot from Mo Harris tonight. All right, let's see what else we have here, guys. Keep these picks coming in. These are your show picks for tonight. Let's see if we've got any more tonight from the crew out there in the chat. Let's see. Pravi likes Pirates over 7.5. Both pitchers are weak from Pravi. Samba Murti there in the chat. All right, let's see if we have any more here. We got more coming in. Ron Crawford on the Mariners. Sean Murray here on the Cubs. Chris White Thunder likes the Padres here, plus 101. April Montgomery likes the Mets tonight from April. David Cleaner here. Knicks laying the 5.5. He likes that one too. I think I would agree with you there. What else we have here? Raven Ron, Dodgers alternate run line, lay the 2.5 tonight in this one. Let's see. Ray Taylor likes Knicks and Nuggets tonight to the spread. That's from Ray Taylor. Likes them easily. Pacers outright from Raven Ron. Mariners and Padres money line from Theo Green. J-Man with the Mets tonight. First 5 under with the Mariners and Dodgers money line here on a parlay plus 125. That parlay, Dodgers money line and Mariners first 5. I got to check the math on that one. Dodgers are almost a $3 favorite tonight. Let's see here what else we've got. I'm sorry. Actually, let's see what else we have here. I think we've got you guys all covered tonight for your show picks. Last call for the show picks. Pacers plus 6 here from Zach Friend. Zach F here with the Pacers plus 6. And we've got Ramon here with the Dodgers run line here there. So we got you guys all covered. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6 Eastern time. Let's bring in our crew from night. Wait, goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon.